I think this is an important conversation to have, so we're going to have it. I did a video talking about how I don't wish to forgive people who voted for Trump 2, 3 times and now are leaving the cult at the end of Trump's political career. He can't run for office anymore. It looks like he's going to lose political power in the midterms. So now they're all jumping ship, right? Now they're all having these epiphanies. And what I see is a bunch of people who are trying to cover their ass in a post-Trump world. That 5 or 10 years from now are going to say, yeah, I voted for him because I thought he was the lesser of two evils. I never really liked the man, even though they have multiple Trump flags on the wall in their garage or multiple Trump signs in their yard for year after year after year. So I did that video, and this person left the following comment. There's a little bit more to this I'll show you, but let's read this and then respond. You are pushing the same divide they are to keep us from uniting. I think they meant to say shame on you here instead of shame on you. Fuck you for letting them, both sides, from letting us get united to take control of this country again. The BS both sides created to keep us from rising up together to take control has reached a fever pitch, and we don't need you to continue the divide. The first thing I would say is nobody makes you watch my content. You follow me and voluntarily watch my content. If you think I'm dividing people, then don't watch my content. Having said that, the way I'm interpreting your words is that you wish to unite with people who are leaving MAGA now to create some kind of new voting base that's going to take over the country. Whatever it is that it is you think you guys are going to do. And if that's what you wish to do, then by all means, I'm not stopping you from doing that. If you think I'm dividing you, then you don't have the ability to think for yourself. I'm some fucking guy that makes social media content. If you're allowing me to divide you with other people, that sounds like a you problem. Having said that, let me give you my opinion on uniting with these folks. Did these folks leave MAGA when Donald Trump appointed 3 of the most extreme right-wing conservative Supreme Court justices that ultimately overturned Roe v. Wade? No, they didn't leave when that happened. And as a result of that, my wife, my daughters, my granddaughters, every other woman in my life does not have medical privacy in at least a dozen states in this country, which means by extension, they don't have bodily autonomy in those dozen states. You want me to unite with people that didn't leave when that happened? That wasn't the final straw for them. They were fine with that. I'm never going to unite with those people. Did those people leave when ICE agents were knocking down the doors of Americans with no warrants and killing American citizens in the streets? Locking people in concentration camps? Did they leave when Alligator Alcatraz was built? Of course not. They agreed with all of that. They stuck by him with all of that. Whatever the reason is that they're leaving now, I don't care to be united with somebody like that. Did they leave when Donald Trump said, I'm famous, I get to grab him by the kitty cat? No, they said, it's locker room talk. They were fine with that. I don't want to unite with somebody that's fine with that. Did they leave when he was adjudicated as having assaulted E. Jean Carroll? Nope. They said she couldn't be believed. I don't wish to unite with people that stood by that. Did they leave MAGA when he hurt our economy time after time after time? No, they stuck by it. Did they leave MAGA when he gassed American protesters in order to take a photo op in front of a church he's never been in while holding a Bible upside down? No, they made excuses for it. I don't wish to unite with any of that. Did they leave MAGA when their own people attacked our Capitol in an attempt to overthrow our government and install Donald Trump as a dictator over the will of the people? No, they didn't. They stuck by that. They made excuses. They said it was a guided tour. They said the police let him in. They said it was Nancy Pelosi's fault. I don't wish to unite with that. If you think that these people have all had some awakening and you can work with them, go work with them. But let me ask you a question. Are you going to make sure that you ask them who they voted for? Sorry, I kind of stumbled over that question. Are you going to talk to them about who they're voting for in the midterms this November? Because I'll bet you dollars to donuts, most of them are going to still walk into their polling locations and vote Republican up and down the ticket. And even though they're pulling their MAGA flags off the walls or making these bold online statements about how I'm no longer in a cult, I'm no longer MAGA, if they still walk into a voting booth in November and vote for the elected, the Republican politicians that are going to continue to enable Donald Trump's bullshit, then they're really not out of MAGA. They're just telling you that they're not associated with Donald Trump anymore. So that 10 years from now, when we look back at this period of time, or 20 years from now, when we look back at this period of time, and we're looking at the people that actually supported this insanity, they could go, well, wait a minute. No, I never really supported it. I just thought he was going to be better than Kamala. I thought he was going to be better than Joe. I thought he was going to be better than Hillary. They're, in my opinion, doing it to cover their ass. Are there a few people that might be having an epiphany? Maybe. Maybe. And I know that there are going to be people that say, well, Tom, you were once racist. You were once sexist. You were once homophobic. How come you can change and expect people to forgive you? First and foremost, I don't expect anybody to forgive me. If there's a black person on this planet that doesn't like me today, even though they agree with 99% of the shit that I say, because I was once racist, I get it. I totally get it. If there are women that don't want to be mutuals with me on social media, even though they agree with my political positions, because of the fact that I was as sexist as I was, man, I get it. I don't just get to change my positions and expect anybody to forgive me. So I'm not out here asking for forgiveness like these newly ex-MAGA are. Secondly, it took me decades to get to where I am. Decades of realizing everything that I have been told about people who I thought were inferior to me are actually a lie. They're not inferior to anybody. MAGA seems to be having an epiphany real quick at the end of Trump's term here. Were they pro-MAGA in November of 2024? Yeah. So in a year and a half, they've all come to their senses? I don't buy that shit for one moment. So if you want to unite with ex-MAGA, I'm not stopping you. I'm not dividing you. I'm telling you my opinion. And my opinion is there is no uniting with those people. For me. I am never going to sit across the table from somebody who took my daughter's bodily autonomy away from them and go, you know what, it's all good. If I could quote my friend Mr. Global, that's not a thing. And it's never gonna be a thing. I can understand people who have voted Republican in the past because we've had a difference of opinion on how we need to get this country to where it needs to be, but we both have the same end goal in mind. MAGA never had the same end goal in mind as everybody else. MAGA was an authoritarian movement, is still to this day an authoritarian movement that wishes to end the American experiment. You go unite with them. Fuck that.